here with gold medal winner Alex Destino. Talk a little bit about your experience over in Taiwan. What were kind of your emotions when you first got the invite and knew you were going to be invited to participate?
It all started back in the middle of the summer, and it all started with Tournament of the Stars, and that was the 144 of the top players in the country were invited to that, and that was a huge honor as it is. And going out there and having the success I did, and then getting to meet, such good talent in that bulk was unbelievable. And then finding out I made the cut for that and got to fly out to Los Angeles right before school started was pretty sweet with 40 of the best players in the country. And then after I made that cut, being on the United States team was just a feeling I can never, words just can't explain it, getting to represent your country.
Yeah. Have you ever been out of the country before? And what were kind of the thoughts about going to Taiwan?
I have. My family has a lake house up in Canada, so we go up there every summer. But it's a little different flying 14 hours across the country, across the world, and it was a different feeling going to not a third world country, but just somewhere that definitely wasn't here, wasn't the United States. But it was a blast. It was a culture shock, but I loved it. I soaked it all in, and it was just a blast.
Yeah. What were some of the favorite things about the culture, and what were some of the things that kind of took you by surprise?
The thing that took me by surprise is when you walk on street vendors and you see animals, dead animals, just ready to be served up for you to eat, and that was something that was different. But I thought it was cool, just the whole different culture, and the thing I didn't like that I had to get used to was the pure bulk of an Asian city. You have a little city, square foot, and you got millions of people in it. So it's just something to get used to, being that jam-packed all the time with no English around you.
Well, on the field, you're playing against a different style of baseball than what you're used to seeing against. What'd you learn out there? Do you have fun on the field playing against those guys?
Yeah, I was honored to pitch against Japan, who we went to play in the gold medal game the day after, and getting to see that style of play was unbelievable. People say they have a slap approach, which is completely true, but those kids do not strike out, and that made me a better pitcher, focusing on pitching to contact, because in the back of your mind you knew that it was going to take your best stuff to strike him out, and you don't have that all the time. So it was an awesome experience getting to throw not against another team but another country.
And how do you feel like you performed out there? Were you pretty happy with what you did both at the plate and on the mound?
I was satisfied. Traveling to a hostile environment like that and having success at all was good for me. I loved it, soaked it all in, and I had fun out there.
Yeah. Well, who are some of the guys that you got close with? What kind of relationships do you have with some of your teammates from out there?
I tried to make really good bonds with guys from that there's a chance I won't see again, such as like West Coast guys. And I met one of the closest guys I got to was Cole Tucker, commit to Arizona, and he lives in Phoenix. And I love just picking the minds of some of these players. These are the best kids in the country, and getting to pick their minds for their baseball knowledge is unbelievable. And I built friendships I'll have for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And what was the reception like for you when you got back?
It was pretty cool, because I live in a very supportive area, a very, very supportive area, and getting back to school, getting back to the community was unbelievable. When I got back to the airport, I had friends waiting for me, and it was just an unbelievable experience.
Yeah. And now talking a little bit about high school, what obviously a big year for you, your senior year. What are some of the things that you're focused on, just personally? What are some of the areas of your game you want to improve, both at the plate and on the mound?
Of course, I want to physically get better, which every baseball player wants to do, but mentally, I want to really get a grasp of my mental game this year. On the mound, keeping within myself and not stressing about the little things, errors behind you, walking batters, things like that. And at the plate, not worry so much about a strikeout and just be able to drop that. So the mental approach for the next level.
You've been out here a little bit today and going through some off-season workouts. You feel pretty good with where you are right now?
I do. I'm definitely a little worn after the summer, but it's been an unbelievable experience, and I love it. And this is what it's going to be like in the future.